Good morning. I'm joined today by Airam Diaz Pastor, the President of MedCruise. Airam, my first question to you today is, what are MedCruise ports doing to prepare for the return of cruising in the region?
Well, in the Mediterranean, we've been suffering, as all the areas worldwide, this global pandemic. From the beginning, MedCruise ports, we've been trying to interact inside the association. We've been trying to have information about all the different regions, countries, areas, to try to define a common strategy. This has been our first phase, no? During this period also, we've been trying to get in contact with our customers. As an association, we've been having regular meetings with Clear Europe. We've been also having meetings with other port associations like Cruise Europe. Recently, yesterday, we had our global port association meeting, in which we had also port association from Australia, New Zealand, all around the world, trying to see and understand what is happening in the different areas. No, saying that, from the beginning, we've been also trying to have a lot of information, having online meetings with our board of directors. I think we've been having up to 7 or 8 online meetings since the beginning of the pandemic, since March. Also talking with the stakeholders of the industry, talking with companies like, for example, Seatrade, also with other global operators, tourist boards, and so on. Saying that, a few weeks ago, we had our first ever online General Assembly. It has been a success in terms of participation and also in terms of commitment and information. So saying all that, we've been trying to build a new strategy, focus more in digitalization, focus more in social media, trying to do different marketing campaigns in order to, from one side, remember to the whole industry that the MedPorts, being the first worldwide cruise port association, we are here and we are committed with the industry. But in the other side, also trying to give to our members a lot of new things. For example, we've been trying to reinforce right now to our members our PDC, Professional Development Course. We believe that it's time to train ourselves, to get fresh air, fresh ideas, to try to do our best. And also we've been trying also to have an interaction with the regulators. Yesterday we had a very interesting meeting with ESPO. We have regular contact and exchanging emails with IHPH. That is our link through IMO. We've been having also to have regular meetings and contact with national port associations to try to understand each country in the Mediterranean, how is the situation, how they're facing this global pandemic. So during this time, we've been getting all this information, working internally and promoting the Mediterranean. We have a new program to set up from here until the end of the year, in order to adapt all this battery of different actions to reinforce the message that the Mediterranean ports, we are still here. All ports and destinations, members of MedCruise, are willing to start up the cruise industry as soon as possible. Right now it's time to understand how, under which process, and when. But we are getting ready.
Airam, what do you believe will be the long-term effects of COVID-19 on the Mediterranean port community?
Well, that's a good question. We have different scenarios. At the beginning of the pandemic, we were working in the scenario that, okay, let's say maybe in 2-3 months, we're going to be able to come back. We were thinking about maybe September, maybe October. We've been trying to look forward from MedCruise. We're having an update of the comeback of the cruise industry weekly. Weekly, we have an update in our social media, getting the information from the cruise lines, from the official page, internet information that we get from them, to try to update and see when they will come back. What we see is that by the end of the year, there are some companies that they want to start up operations. The big question mark is how we're going to do that, because seems like also the capacity of not because there is not a demand, is that maybe at the beginning some of the customers, they want to begin in slow motion. We have to see if, for example, a vessel that has a capacity of 2,000 cruise passengers, are they going to begin at the beginning with full capacity? Are they going to go maybe 50% capacity, 40% capacity? That's why for MedCruise, we are trying to work in protocols and guidelines. I think from our side, what we need to do, ports, is what we are doing, is to try to understand once the cruise company will come back, how we are going to manage these people inside the port, how we're going to manage the link and connection in port and cities. Example, Mary, if we have a coach of 55 seats, right now, that coach, having the sanitary distance, how many people will fit? So how many buses would you need to transfer 2,000 people from the port to different shore excursions or to get inside the city? So I think this is the way in which MedCruise and MedCruise Port, we can help out to make the cruise industry come back as soon as possible.
Airam, how can cruise lines cooperate with the MedCruise and its members to facilitate a safe return?
Well, they've been very proactive. For example, Mary, we've been having a webinar recently with MedCruise, with Royal Caribbean executive. Right now, we are planning different ones with other brand associations, trying to begin the discussion. We believe that it's important that we need to talk. Even if there are initiative or, let's say, crazy ideas, but we need to open the discussion with the stakeholders to put on the table how we think will be the cruising of the future. So, for example, we're having with Royal Caribbean, we're in discussion with Norwegian Holding, we're in discussion with Carnival, AIDA, Costa. So in this occasion, we have seen also, as usually, that our customers, they are very proactive in order to begin the conversation and the discussion. I see an opportunity on this global pandemic. I see that there is an opportunity to do things better, to review things that maybe we were running too fast and we were growing too fast. And due to this unexpected situation, maybe it's time to just sit down as we are doing, analyzing and see which things they could be improved. We could even go more sustainable and environmental friendly. We could even review some berth allocation protocols in order to do not concentrate all the vessels the same day. We can review many aspects of our industry that maybe before, due to the day-by-day running and this growth that we had so quickly, it could be a positive impact in our industry. We have to understand also that the cruise industry will come back, but seems like it will not be coming back as it used to be before. So we will have cruise vessels. I am very confident that we will have cruise vessels before the end of the year in the Mediterranean ports, but obviously will not be as we've been having last year or the year before. I mean, I don't see another part in the world as the Mediterranean for cruising. We have seen a lot of commitment. You were talking about all the different countries and all the different areas and regions inside our association. But think about that from the East Mediterranean, from the Black Sea, from the Red Sea, Adriatic, West Mediterranean, the Near Atlantic. We've been seeing a lot of investment, improvement, people proactive, willing to do things, willing to create new itineraries, willing to create something different in our industry. So I'm very confident we have a very good people working to make the cruise industry come back as soon as possible. And I'm confident that we'll come back to the Mediterranean as we are. We are, after the Caribbean, we are the second largest destination in the world. And why not? We will have to keep this position in the near future.
We mentioned the fact that you have representatives from 21 countries. So I can imagine that the process by which each country is undergoing the return from lockdown is different across your whole membership.
Yes, that's correct, Mary. And this also has been a quite challenging period because we have seen that even for the countries that are inside, for example, the European Union, that we should have all the same common strategy. We have seen that when this pandemic came, each country did whatever they thought was the best for their nationals. Saying that that's something that was a lack of coordination within the countries. Obviously, it doesn't help in this period of time. That's why we've been trying for MedCruise to harmonize all this information. We've been doing some internal surveys to all our countries and our port members. We've been taking advantage about the MOUs we've been signing with the National Port Association from each country and trying to summarize all that information and send it directly to our customers, in this occasion to clear Europe. No, I think this is something as an association that we can do to get all this input and forward it to our customers to at least try to give them as much detailed and updated information possible.
Airam, thank you very much for your time this morning. I know you're a busy man, so thank you very much.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you very much.